Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the fifth unit in circuit analysis. It's a two-port network. Okay. So in order to two-port network and its analysis. Okay. So first, what does mean by the port means a pair of terminal at which the electrical signal or electrical energy enters or leaves a network is called as a port. Okay. So port is nothing but a pair of terminal. Okay, a pair of terminal we are calling it as a port. So in through the port only, okay, through the pair of terminal only we can give the input to that particular network, or we can take the output from the particular network. Okay, so you consider this is a one linear network. So in this network, so you see these are all the pair of terminal. This is the one and one dash. Okay, so via one the current is that is the current I enters into the particular network, and via the terminal 1 dash we are taking current from this network. Okay, so this such pair it is called as a port. Okay, so a pair of terminal through which the electrical signal enters or leaves a network is called as a port. Okay, so the network may be of different type based on the port. It is a one port network, a two port network, and multi port networks are there. Okay, so first, what is one port network means? A network having only one such pair of terminal means that type of network is called as a one port network. So this is the example for one port network. So for this network, so there is a only one pair of terminal. Okay, one dash. Okay, one pair of terminal is there. So this type of network is called as a one port network. Okay, and second one, two port network. So what does it mean by two port network? Means a network having two pair of terminal is called as a two port network. Okay, so in this two pair of terminal, one pair we are going to use it as a input port, and another one pair we are going to use it as a output port. So you see, you just consider this is the two port network. So for this linear network there are two pair of terminal. You see one dash, this is the input port. Okay, and this is the two dash. So this two dash is the output port. So via this input port, that is the input signal. Okay, the energy source is connected in this across this input port. So the input is given to this network via this input port. So that's why this port one dash is called as an input port. Similarly, you just consider this two dash. So in this two dash we are going to connect a load. Okay, so that is output of this network is given as a delivered to the particular load. So that's why this two dash is called as a output port. So if one network is having two pair of terminal means that type of network is called as a two port network. Okay, so here one pair form as a input terminal and other form as a output terminal. Okay, so these ports are called as one is input port and another one is a output port. Okay, so where we are giving input, that pair of terminal is called as a input port. So where we are taking output, that pair of terminal is called as a output port. Okay, and examples of the two port networks are the transformers and our transmission line, amplifier, filter, and electronic circuits. So all these things is an example for two port network. So while analyzing the transistor based circuit like amplifier, oscillator, and so on, so we are considering that amplifier, that electronic circuit as a one two port network, and we are doing the analysis. Okay, and in that, so there may be some definition. Then 2 mark question, they will ask what is mean by input port and what is mean by output port. So what is input port? A port at which the energy source is connected is called as a input port. The other name of input port is called as a driving point. Okay, driving point. Similarly, what is output port? Means a port at which a load is connected. Okay, so where we have to connect the load, that particular port is called as a output port. Okay, and the next one, if the multi-port network, okay, this is a single port, one port network and a two port network. Similarly, if some network is having multiple ports, okay, that is a three pair of terminal, four pair of terminal, and etc. means that type of network we are calling it as a multi-port networks. Okay, and in this unit we are going to analyze this two port network with different parameters. Okay, So what are the parameters in order to analyze the two port network? We are going to see means, so there are so many parameters are there. So in our syllabuses, the only the 4 parameter. One is Z parameter, another one is Y parameter, the third one is a H parameter, and the fourth one is a ABCD parameter. Okay, so this two port networks can be analyzed using the different methods. So in that different method, we are going to study the 4 method. One is Z parameter, Y parameter, H parameter, and ABCD parameter. Okay, and Z parameter means, the Z means already you know in our network analysis or circuit analysis, the Z is said to be impedance. Okay, so Z parameter means impedance parameter. Y, what is Y? Y is a reciprocal of Z. Y is a admittance. So the Y parameter, the other name is admittance parameter. Okay, and H parameter, H means a hybrid. So it is a hybrid parameter. And ABCD parameter, the other name of ABCD parameter is called as a transmission parameters. Okay. So using this parameter, we are going to analyze our two port network. Okay. So in this parameter analysis, okay, so while considering the two port network, so you see in this two port network, there are 4 variables we have to take. So what are the 4 variables? One is V1. What is V1? V1 is a voltage applied across the input port. So V1 is the input voltage, and the corresponding current flowing through the input port is input current I1. Okay, I1 is the input current. Similarly, what is I2? I2 is a current flowing in output port. So I2 is called as a output current. Similarly, what is V2? Output voltage. Okay, so these are all the 4 that is a 4 variable we have to consider in order to form the Z parameter equation. Okay, so what are the 4 variable? V1, I1, V2 and I2. Where V1 is the input voltage, I1 is the input current, V2 is the output voltage, I2 is the output current. Okay, so in this thing, so this V1, I1, V2, I2, the 4 variable. So while forming this parameter, okay, in Z parameter, Y parameter, H parameter and ABCD parameter, out of this 4 variable, we have to take 2 variable as an independent variable, and the remaining 2 variable as a we have to take it as a dependent variable while writing this parameter equation. Okay, so in that is for example, while writing the Z parameter equation, we have to take I1, I2, the input current, output current as a independent variable, and input voltage, output voltage as a dependent variable. Okay, so what is the meaning means, the I1, I2 independent variable means that is a known value. Okay, I1, I2 if we are knowing means we can calculate the unknown variable V1 and V2. Okay, so the impedance parameter is nothing but we are going to write the two equation, input voltage, output voltage in terms of input current and output current. Okay, so that is nothing but a impedance parameter. Similarly, in admittance parameter, just reverse. Okay, in admittance, in Y parameter, we are going to write the two equation I1, I2 in terms of V1 and V2. Okay, similarly in H, we have to take the remaining 2 thing as a independent variable and the remaining 2 as a dependent variable. Okay, so in each parameter, we have to, out of this 4 variable, we have to take 2 variable as a independent and 2 variable as a dependent. Okay, so in this video, okay, we are going to discuss about the first important parameter. It is a impedance parameter or Z parameter, and a related problem we are going to solve. Okay, so in the next video, we will discuss Y parameter and related problem, H parameter and related problem. Okay, so all these problems are either 8 mark question and 16 mark question, and this impedance parameter equation. So this derivation also sometime they may ask in a big question. Okay, so or a 2 mark question. Okay, so we will see. So the first parameter we are going to discuss is a impedance or Z parameter. Okay, so already you know in 4 variable V1, V2, I1, I2, we are going to, in order to form the Z parameter equation, I1, I2, the input current and output current are taken as independent variable. Okay, so independent variable means known variable, and the remaining 2, what is the remaining 2? Input voltage and output voltage, it is a dependent variable. That means we are going to write the input voltage equation and output voltage equation in terms of input current, output current, input current, output current. So that type of equation, we are calling it as a Z parameter equation. Okay. So here you see the first equation, the input voltage V1 can be written as Z11 into I1 plus Z12 into I2. Okay. Similarly, the second voltage V2 can be written as Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. So here this I1 is a input current, I2 is a output current, V1 is a input voltage, V2 is a output voltage across the terminal 2 to dash. Okay, so these two equations we are calling it as a Z parameter equation. So in 2-mark question they may ask write down the Z parameter equation. Okay, 1 2-mark question means you just write this two equation. The input voltage equal to this, output voltage equal to this. Okay, this is the one of the 2-mark question. And in this, this Z11, Z12, Z21, and Z22. This is this four thing. It is called as a Z parameter. Okay. In this two equation, there are the constant Z11, 12, 21, 22. It is called as a Z parameter. So now we are going to define this four parameter. Okay. So in order to define this four parameter, we have to consider the two cases. Okay. So the first one, in first case, in order to find out this Z11 and Z21, we have to make this second term as a 0. Okay. So in order to find out the Z11 and Z21, we have to make this second term 0 and this second term 0. So how can you make this second term as a 0? Here, you know, Z1222 is a constant. Okay, we will not make it as a 0. What is this one? I2. I2 is a variable. So we can make this I2 as a 0. Okay. So in order to find out the Z11 and Z21, so first we are considering put I2 equal to 0. So what is I2? I2 is nothing but output port current. Okay. So in which condition the current flowing in this output port, it becomes 0. So you see, in which condition the output current becomes 0? If this output port is open circuited. Okay. So you just make the output port open circuited. So in output port open circuited means the current flowing in this two port network becomes 0. Okay. So substitute I2 equal to 0 in equation number 1. Okay. So if you are substituting I2 equal to 0 in equation number 1, this is the equation number 1. If you are substituting, this second term becomes 0. So what about the remaining equation? V1 equal to Z11 into I1. So from this we want Z11. So Z11, if you are rearranging, Z11 equal to V1 by I1 under the condition of which one? I2 equal to 0. Okay. So you see this, this is the Z11 parameter. So according to this definition, so Z11, what is Z11? It's a ratio of input voltage divided by input current. So what is voltage divided by current? The ratio voltage divided by current is called as a impedance. Okay. So here it's a ratio of input voltage divided by input current. So it is called as a input impedance. Okay. So that's why the name for Z11, it is called as a input impedance. Okay. Or open circuited input impedance. Okay, so why Z11 is called as open circuited input impedance or driving point input impedance means under open circuited condition. Okay, whenever the output port is open circuited, we are calculating the Z11 value. So that's why the Z11 is called as open circuited input impedance. Okay, so Z11, how can you calculate? It's nothing but a ratio of input voltage divided by input current. Okay, similarly, if in order to find out the next constant Z21, okay, so Z21, again you substitute, okay, the I2 equal to 0 in equation number 2. So if you are substituting I2 equal to 0 in equation number 2, the second term cancel. So we can get V2 equal to Z21 into I1. Okay, so you see V2 equal to Z21 into I1. So from this, the Z parameter Z21 is equal to V2 divided by I1. Okay, under the condition of I2 equal to 0. Okay, so this is the Z21. So here this Z21, it is called as a open circuited forward transfer impedance. First is that it is a impedance, since it's a ratio of voltage by current. Okay, it's a impedance, and it is a open circuited impedance, since all Z parameters are calculated under the condition of either output port is open circuited or input port is open circuited. So that's why this is the open circuited impedance. And why it is called as a forward transfer means, so here you see Z21 is a ratio of output voltage by input current. Okay, it's a ratio of voltage measured in second port divided by the input current. So it is called as a forward transfer impedance. Okay, so what is Z11? Z11 is a ratio of input voltage divided by input current. So it is a input impedance. But Z21 you see output voltage by input current. So it is called as a forward transfer impedance. Okay. Then next one, similar to this, if we want to find out this two Z parameter, that is Z12 and Z22. Okay, so the first two thing, this one calculated. Similarly, if we want to find out Z12 and Z22, we have to make I1 as a 0. Okay, so in order to make I1 as a 0, so what is the next condition? So the second condition is that, so this is the second case. So in second case, we are making I1 equal to 0. So what is I1? We are open circuiting the input port. Okay, so if in the two port network, if you are open circuiting the input port means the input current is 0. So substitute this input current is 0 in equation number 1. Okay, so if you are substituting in equation number 1, we can get this first term 0. So V1 equal to Z12 into I2. Okay, so the equation you see, V1 equal to Z12 into I2. So from that Z12 equal to V1 by I2 under the condition of I1 equal to 0. So that's why the Z12 is called as open circuit reverse transfer impedance. Why it is a reverse transfer means, you see, it's a ratio of input voltage divided by output current. Z21 is the output voltage by input current. So it's a forward transfer impedance. Z12 is a input voltage by output current. So it is called as a reverse transfer impedance. Okay. So similarly, we have to substitute I1 equal to 0 in equation number 2. We can get V2 equal to Z22 into I2. Okay. So from that, the Z22 is calculated by V2 divided by I2 under the condition of I1 0. Okay. So the Z22 is called as, you see, what is Z22? It's a ratio of output voltage by output current. So it is called as a open circuit output impedance. Okay. So the four parameters are calculated. Okay. So you just see what is Z11? Z11 is, so first you see all Z's are V by I. Okay. Either it is a 11, 22, Z11, Z12, 22, 21. All this impedance parameters are V by I. Okay, so Z11 means this first one you put in numerator, the second one in denominator. So V1 by I1. Similarly, Z21 means this first two numerator, so V2. The second one you give it to the denominator I1. So V2 by I1. Okay, then Z12 means V1 by I2. 22 means V2 divided by I2. Okay, so this is the four impedance parameter. So the unit for this four impedance parameters are ohms. Okay, ohms. So next one, for a bilateral network. Okay, so if the given two port network is a bilateral network, the Z12 value and Z21 values are same. Okay, so in the next videos, okay, so after solving four parameter problem, we are going to see the topic reciprocity and symmetry. Okay, so in that, if our network is a symmetrical network means, so it satisfies this condition, we will derive in the next thing. Okay, so then the next one, we are going to solve the Z parameter problem. Okay, so it's a university problem, it's a 8-mark question. So you see the first problem, find Z parameters for the network shown in figure below. Okay, this is the question. So find Z parameter. So what are the Z parameter? Z11, Z12, 21, 22. Okay, we have to find out. So you see, this is the our given two port network. So you see, this is the terminal 1, 1 dash. This is the input port. Okay, 1, 1 dash. And this is the 2, 2 dash. This is the output port. Okay, output port. And first we have to mark the input current, input voltage, output current, output voltage. So you see, the voltage applied in the input terminal 1 dash is called as a V1. Okay, so voltage applied across this 1 dash is called as a V1, and the current entering into the input port, it is said to be the I1. Similarly, the voltage across the output port you just consider as a V2, and the current entering into the second port you just consider as a I2. Okay, so first we have to, in the given network, we have to mark the 4 variable V1, I1, V2, I2 as it is. Okay, next one. So we can solve this problem in 2 different methods. Okay, so I will explain the 2 method. Which method is easy, you can follow it for the remaining problem. Okay, so the first method I am going to explain. So already you know by the definition of the Z transform, first we have to write the Z parameter equation. Okay, so what is the Z parameter equation? The input voltage and the output voltage, it can be expressed as a function of I1 and I2. So V1 equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2, V2 equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So by the definition of Z parameter, this is the equation. Okay, so in first method, that is as usual. So in the previous thing, we are deriving the Z parameter, you know. Okay, that is how we are calculating Z11. Okay, first we are making I2 equal to 0. That is I2 means we are making output port open circuited. Then we have to substitute that I2 value in first equation, we can get Z11. Similarly, I2 equal to 0 in second equation, we can get Z21. Okay, so in this method, we are going to solve this problem. Okay, we can find out. In another one method, I will tell. Okay, so in the first thing, so let I2 equal to 0. So we have to make I2 equal to 0. What is I2 equal to 0? I2 0 means this output port we have to make it as a open circuit. Okay, so output port we have to make it as a open circuit. So you see, this is our given diagram. So we have to make this output port as a open circuit. So under open circuited condition, what is the current flowing? This is a open path. There is no closed path. So open circuit means what is the current I2? The I2 value becomes 0. Okay, so the current flowing through this 15 ohm resistor is 0. So under that condition, only there is a formation of only one closed path. Okay, in input side only, there is a only one closed path. This is the input voltage V1, and the 10 ohm, the current flowing through the 10 ohm resistor is I1, and the same I1 is flowing through the 5 ohm resistor also. Since here in this branch, there is no current is flowing. So that's why the same I1 current is flowing through this 5 ohm resistor also. Okay, so only there is a only one loop. So for this loop, we have to write KVL equation. Okay, so you just write KVL equation for this loop. So V1 equal to I1 into 10 plus I1 into 5. Okay, so you see, if you are applying KVL to input side, V1 equal to 10 into I1 plus 5 into I1. So 10 I1 plus 5 I1, 15 I1. So V1 equal to 15 I1. So from that, what we want Z11. So what does mean by Z11? It's a ratio of V1 divided by I1. So you just take ratio. So V1, you give this I1 to the side. So V1 divided by I1 is equal to 15. So the first parameter calculated. Okay. So similarly, in order to find out the Z21, okay, what is Z21? The Z21 is nothing but V2 by I1. Okay, V2 by I1 under I2 equal to 0. So here we make I2 already 0. So which one is V2? If you are making I2 0, here there is a no voltage drop. Okay, I2 equal to 0 means there is no voltage drop across this 15 ohm resistor. And now which one is V2? The V2 is nothing but the voltage across the terminal 2 to dash. Okay, so now you see, if the voltage across this 15 ohm is 0 means the voltage across this terminal 2 dash is nothing but the voltage across this 5 ohm resistor. Okay, so that's why, and already you know, according to this diagram, the current flowing through this 5 ohm resistor is I1. Okay, so what is V2? So that's why the V2 voltage across the 5 ohm resistor, it is said to be V2. So V2 can be written as 5 into I1. Okay, so you see, From that, we can write it as V2 equal to 5 into I1. So in that, we want the ratio V2 by I1. So the V2 divided by I1, it is called as a Z21. Okay, the input impedance Z21. So the Z input impedance Z21 is equal to V2 divided by I2. It is also 5 ohm. Okay, so the 2 Z parameter we calculated. Okay, by making the output port is open circuited, that is I2 equal to 0. So similarly, we have to make I1 equal to 0. Okay, we have to make the second case, we have to make I1 0. I1 0 means the input port is open circuited. So you just make the port 1 is open circuited. So if the port 1 is open circuited means, so the diagram, this is our given network. So in this, we have to make I1 0. So I1 0 means this input port is open circuited. So there is no current flowing through this loop. Okay, so at the time, only the current I2 is flowing here. Okay, so that's why there is a formation of closed loop in second port only, not in first port. Okay, so using this, that is similar to the previous one. We have to write KVL equation and we have to that is we have to calculate the Z12 value and Z22 value. Okay, so just you see, so here the I2 is flowing, the voltage across the 2 dash is V2. Okay, so the same I2 current is flowing through this 5 ohm resistor. Here the current flowing through 10 ohm resistor is 0, since we are making this input port is open circuited. Okay, so and so you just write a KVL to this output side. So if you are writing KVL, the voltage V2 equal to 15 into I2 plus 5 into I2. So you see V2 equal to 15 into I2 plus 5 into I2. So if you are adding V2 equal to 20 I2. So from that, the ratio V2 divided by I2. Okay, so V2 divided by I2, it is called as a output impedance. Okay, Z22. Input impedance, that is impedance at the output port is Z22. So Z22 equal to V2 by I2, which is 20 ohm. Okay, so the third parameter calculated. Similarly, we have to calculate one more parameter Z12. So what is Z12? It's a ratio of V1 by I2. So in order to find V1 by I2, so you just see this diagram. In this, which one is V1? The V1 is nothing but voltage across the input port. So here the current flowing through this 10 ohm resistor is 0. So that's why there is no voltage drop across this 10 ohm resistor. It's a short circuited. So now you see which one is a V1. So according to the diagram, the V1 is nothing but voltage across the 5 ohm resistor. Okay. So what is the voltage across the 5 ohm resistor? 5 into I2. So V1 can be written as 5 into I2. So you see V1 can be written as 5 into I2. So from that, the ratio V1 by I2 is called as Z12. So this is the fourth Z parameter. Okay, so therefore finally we have to write the total thing. Z11 is 15 ohm. Z12 is 5 ohm. Z21 is 5 ohm. Z22 is 20 ohm. So the 4 Z parameter we calculated. And we may write this Z parameter in matrix form. This is the Z matrix. So the Z matrix, it can be constructed. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. That is Z11, Z12, Z21, Z22. You can written in this matrix form means it is said to be the Z matrix. So you just write 15. What is Z12? It's a 5 ohm. Z21 is 5. Z22 is 20. So this is the Z parameter matrix. Okay, so this is the method 1. Okay, so now we are going to solve the same problem in alternate method. Okay, so you see the same question, find Z parameter for the same problem only. The same answer we can obtain in second method. Okay, so which method is easy? We can solve in that method. Okay, so in method 1, first we are making I2 0, and if, by making I2 0, we can calculate Z11 and Z21. Okay, in second case I1, we have to make I1 0 and we have to calculate the remaining 2 parameters. It's a method 1. But in method 2, that is we are going to write the Z, we are going to construct the Z parameter equation V1 and V2 in terms of I1, I2. Okay, as it is, the two equation we are going to form. So from that equation, we have to write Z11, Z12, 21 and 22. That is the second method. Okay. So you see, In this method, so this is our given diagram. So the given diagram you just draw. So this is the input current I1, this is the output current I2, and this is the input voltage and output voltage. And similarly, what is the current flowing through this 5 ohm resistor? So the 5 ohm resistor is common for both the loop. So that's why I1 plus I2. So both branch currents are added and that current is flowing through this 5 ohm resistor. Okay. So the total current flowing through the 5 ohm resistor is I1 plus I2. And the next one, you just write a KVL to this first loop. Okay, so just write a KVL to first loop. We can write a V1 equal to I1 into 10. Okay, plus 5 into what is the total current flowing through this 5 ohm resistor? I1 plus I2. So 10 into I1 plus 5 into I1 plus I2. Okay, so here you split the term. So 10 I1 plus 5 I1 plus 5 I2. So if you are adding these two, 15 I1 plus 5 I2 equal to V1. This is the equation number 1. So this equation you see, this equation is similar to our Z parameter first equation. What is the first Z parameter equation? V1 equal to Z11 into I1 plus Z12 into I2. So you see our first equation we can construct in this format. V1 left side, the 15 into I1. I1 is Z11 plus some value into I2. This is said to be Z12. So from that we can form Z11 as 15 ohm and Z12 is 5 ohm. This is one of the method. Okay, so this is a very simplest method. And similarly, in order to obtain the remaining two parameter, we have to form V2 equation. So that's why you just write a KVL equation to this second loop. So you see which one is the second loop? This is the second loop. So you write KVL equation to second loop. So V2 equal to 15 into I2 plus 5 into I1 plus I2. Okay, so you see 15 into I2 plus 5 into I1 plus I2. So here you just split the term and I1 term is 5 I1 and 15 I2 5 I2. If you are adding 20 I2. So you see this equation is similar to our second Z parameter equation in this structure. V2 equal to Z21 into I1 plus Z22 into I2. So let us compare the second equation with our standard Z parameter equation. In the place of Z21 which is available 5. In the place of Z22 which one is available 20. Okay. Let us compare this first Z parameter equation with our this equation. This 15 is a Z11, this 5 is a Z12. Okay, so by comparing the above two equation, we can write the Z11 as 15 ohm, Z12 as 5 ohm, Z21 as 5 ohm, and Z22 as a 20 ohm. Okay, so therefore the Z parameter matrix is like this: 15, 5, 5, 20. So for the same problem, we used the two method. Okay, so that in two method also we can get the same answer. So you can follow your own method. Okay, so in this method just we are writing the two KVL equation. The first KVL equation is in the structure V1 equal to function of I1 I2. Then the second equation V2 equal to as the function of I1 I2 means we can get Z11 1 2 2 1 and 2 2. Okay, this is the second method. In first method that is in first case we have to open circuiting the second port. We have to find out the two parameter, and in the second case we have to open circuit the first port and we have to find out the parameter. Okay, so we can use any one of the two method in order to solve the problem. Okay, and we are going to solve the third. Okay, so another one example. So it's a May 2018 problem. So you see the question: find Z parameter of the circuit shown in figure. Okay, so here you see the question. In this question there are that is a 1 ohm resistor, 2 ohm resistor, and here you see what is this one? A diamond symbol with arrow mark. This is the dependent current source. Okay, so this dependent current source value is given as 3 into I1. So this current source value is 3 times that of the current flowing in the input port. Okay, this is the dependent current source. So this problem, it's a 6-mark question in May 2018. So now we are going to solve this problem. So we may use any one of the method. Okay, in that above one. So first one, You just take our given diagram. So in this diagram, there are 3 loops. Okay, so in previous question, only 2 loops. Okay, but in this question, there are 3 loops are available. So this is the input port 1 dash, and this is the output port 2 dash. Okay, and voltage applied across the input port is V1. Voltage applied across the output port is V2. Okay, and current, this is I1 you mark, and this is the current I2. Okay, and if this is the current I1 means current flowing in the first loop. This is the first loop, you take it as I1. Similarly, current flowing in the second port I2 means the current flowing in this loop is I2. And in center we are having one more loop. So you just consider current flowing in this loop is I3. Okay, I3, this is the one. And the next one, here, this what is this current source value? This current source value is 3I1. Okay, so this 3I1 is nothing but, you see, this current source is available in between the second loop and third loop. So we can write I2 plus I3 as a 3I1. Okay, so this current source is available in between these two. So this current source value, we can write it as a I2 plus I3. So from that, I3 equal to 3I1 minus I2. Okay, we can write I3 equal to 3I1 minus I2. So you consider this is the equation number 1. Okay, and the next one, we have to apply KVL to first loop. Okay, you just apply KVL to first loop. So V1 equal to, in first loop only one resistor is available. So V1 equal to this 1 ohm is available common for both the loop. Okay, first loop and third loop. So the current I1 is flowing here, I3 is flowing from bottom to top. So the two currents are opposite direction. So what is the current flowing through this 1 ohm resistor? I1 minus I3. So that's why the V1 we can written as V1 equal to 1 into I1 minus I3. Okay, and already we calculated the I3 value in equation number 1. So you substitute this I3 value in this equation. Okay, so if you are substituting I3 value in this equation, so V1 equal to I1 minus 3I1 minus I2. So we can write minus 2I1 plus I2. So you consider this is the equation number 2. Okay, so we formed V1 equation in terms of I1, I2. This is the one of the Z parameter equation, we got it. Okay, then next one, in order to find out the V2 equation. Okay, so you just apply KVL to the super mesh. Okay, so here you see in between the two mesh, one current source is available. So that's why we can't write KVL, individual KVL equation for the second loop and third loop separately. Okay, so already we studied in the first unit, you know, if the two in between two loop, two mesh, one current source is available means we have to solve it in super mesh analysis. So that's why, what is super mesh? You just remove this current source and we have to write for both mesh, we have to write one KVL equation that is called as a super mesh equation. So you just write KVL equation for the super mesh. So 2 into I3. Okay, so if you are writing the equation, we can get 2 into I3. Then voltage across this two dashes V2. Okay, 2 into I3 plus V2 plus 1 into I3 minus I1 equal to 0. Okay, so from that, you just rearrange V2 equal to what? You have to write. So V2 plus this 2I3 plus 1I3. So 3I3 minus I1 equal to 0. So now you substitute I3 value. Where is the I3 value? Already we are having I3 value in terms of I1 and I2 in equation number 1. Okay, so you just substitute this I3 value here. So V2 plus 3 into I3 value is 3I1 minus I2 minus I1 equal to 0. So from that V2 plus 9I1 minus 3I2 minus I1 equal to 0. Okay, then you combine the I1 term. So 9I1 minus I1, 8I1 minus 3I2 equal to 0. So from that V2 we can write it as minus 8I1 plus 3I2. So the second equation is resemblance to the second Z parameter equation. Okay, so this is our standard Z parameter equation. So you just compare these two equation with our this V1 equation and V2 equation. So you see V1 equal to minus 2I1 plus I2, V2 equal to minus 8I1 plus 3I2. So from that Z11. So what is Z11? In V1 equation, the coefficient of I1 is Z11. In V1 equation, the coefficient of I2 is Z12. So from that we can write Z11 as minus 2, Z12 as 1. Then Z21 as minus 8, Z22 as 3. Okay, then if you want to form the Z matrix, means the Z matrix equal to Z11, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. You just write minus 2, 1, minus 8, 3. Okay, so this is the Z parameter of our given network. Okay, so this is the method, that is we have to construct a two equation. That a two equation is in the structure of that Z parameter equation. V1 equal to some coefficient into I1 plus some coefficient into I2. Similarly, V2 equal to some coefficient into I1 and coefficient into I2. We have to form the two KVL equation in this structure, means we can calculate the Z11, 12, 21 and 22. Okay. So thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos. If you want to watch all circuit analysis videos in my channel, in the name of circuit analysis, one playlist is there. In that playlist, all videos are available from first unit to the fifth unit. Okay. So I will give link for that playlist in the description box. You can refer it. Okay. So thank you. We will meet in the next video with Y parameter.